Good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday, September 5th, 2017, and this is your fun fact of the day. Textile Tuesdays, what makes a quilt a quilt? Quite simply, 3 parts. Top layer, the pieced together part, the artistic part, the part that usually most people look at and enjoy looking at. The middle, batting, filling, quite literally insulation for those who use quilts to sleep with. And the backing, or the bottom part. Together, these 3 layers basically make up a quilt sandwich, as many people call them. The top layer is quite simply referred to as the quilt top. Hence the name. Simple enough, right? It's usually the pieced part of the quilt. Almost always the top is made up of many individual smaller pieces that have been put together in certain ways to make patterns or color shapes. There's actually no shortage of amount of things that you can make with piece tops if you're willing to get small enough with the pieces and willing to get big enough with your overall quilting surface. And there is countless methods to put pieces on the top. As I said, this is the artistic part, the part that most people look at, the part that most people are excited to see, the things that actually go to fair. When someone hangs a quilt up at a fair, you are looking at the quilt top. When it's put on the bed, the top goes up. It's what everybody sees. And this is where most of the effort goes into, is to making the design, the color scheme, everything that you want this quilt to look like. And it has to be put together in just such a way that it all works together as an active, functioning, full sheet of fabric. The middle layer, batting, is what it's most commonly called. If you want to call it filling, you won't be wrong, but you'll probably be corrected. It's usually thin, made from cotton or a cotton blend, occasionally wool, and there's also been some other things that come up recently, like a lot of recycled material has come in. Even bamboo thread has actually been made into some batting. A lot more expensive, understandably, but it exists. However thick your batting is, it's called the loft. However lofted your insulation is. And just so you know, no lofting is ever this thick. It's more like this thick versus this thick. The difference of a 1/4 inch or up to a 1/2 inch, usually. That's the average range. Just remember, the thicker the batting, the harder it will be to quilt by hand. Quilting is a whole other process that we can cover another time. Third part of a quilt, the backing, is also a large sheet of fabric, usually multiple pieces of fabric put together for anything larger than a twin bed-sized quilt. Just something to go on the back to hold the batting in place and to attach the top to. In addition to these 3 layers, there's also a binding, basically borders around the edge of a quilt to handle rough edges, to make your seam nice and even, to just expand the size even somewhat so that a quilt doesn't just simply fit on the top of the bed, but also drapes over some, as a multifunctional purpose. And there you have it. That's the anatomy of a quilt. Top, middle, bottom, sometimes in a border. It sounds simple, and it can be. And then you can also get people who take literally over a year to make a quilt top, and they are artistically astounding. In the news today is National Cheese Pizza Day. For the boring people, unfortunate people who have allergies to everything. If that's the case, why are you having pizza at all? I like everything on a pizza that I've had so far. Admittedly, I have not had anchovies or Twinkies, so I'll let you know if I find out. And another Look Unlimited Day. So what is this just an unlimited amount of taking another look? I don't get it. Hope you enjoyed this fun fact of the day. See you tomorrow.